today with us. Who would have believed? 75 years. All right.
Grandpa, go sit down there.
We put out the invitations to the A-list, and I want to thank all of you on the A-list for showing up. We also put a list out to the Hollywood personnel. And unfortunately, I guess you weren't swinging with the A-list in Hollywood, Dad, but we did, you know, Betty, she's been doing some screenwriting and etc. And she did meet one of Sean Connery's agents. So we were able to get Sean Connery to be here today. And I'd like to introduce Mr. 007, Sean Connery. He's here to be master ceremony today.
My name is Paul. Happy to be here tonight. That's all the names I know. But Lissy Galore was going to join me.
Who?
Lissy Galore.
Oh. You know her,
We were in the Bahamas at my place, and Bill Clinton showed up. And every time I got ready to leave with her, something came up, and she stayed. So we have arranged a substitute, a friend of presidents, playwrights, baseball players, and sergeants. And her name is Marilyn Monroe. And so Marilyn will be here in just a moment.
My daughter-in-law.
You know, I've been in hiding.
I'm not related to her.
Kennedy's after me for a long time. So now I'm back. And I had to come back to say, you know, that Don was actually a vice president. So I thought it was only fitting, you look a little rugged there around the edges, to sing Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Vice President. Happy birthday to you. Sit down. While getting off a game of golf, I may make a play for the caddy, but when I do, I don't follow through, 'cause my heart belongs to Daddy. It's a night to dine on my fine fitted hattie. I just adore his asking for more, but my heart belongs to Daddy. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy, though I think you're perfectly swell. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy, da 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 da. So I'm gonna warn you, laddie, though I think you're perfectly swell, that my heart belongs to Daddy, 'cause my daddy, he treats me so well. Thank you.
You're up his hair's almost.
For those who don't know, this is Betty. Mark,
No, Dad, I'm with another woman.
You know what? I have to tell you something funny. Can everyone hear me? I've got that voice. I gotta tell you something funny. I've never worn fake eyelashes before. And so I went in there to put these things on, and I thought maybe you push the glue on the eyelid. So I glued my eyelids together. That was my first thing. And I only had 10 minutes, so we'll tell you. They were all screaming at me the last half hour to get ready. Okay, so then I thought, well, no, I wiped off the glue, but it's all still tacky everywhere. So then I put it. And then I put it on the eyelashes, and then what happened is they parted in the middle. So then I got it all balled up, so I wound up looking more like Betty Davis and whatever happened to Baby Jane than I did now.
You're going to say a few words?
Hey,
These aren't coming off. My
Doug and
eyelashes
Patsy
came off too.
back over there. Hey, Sue, could you come out here a minute? And Mark?
Betty, where's the lipstick on?
I don't have any makeup.
Yes.
I like to make it on mine too.
Hey, where's
Right here.
Mark? Hey, did Mern make it tonight?
Mom. Mom.
It was up here.
My skirt was in there.
Yeah, up to here.
Oh well, whatever.
Well, I really am speechless. I was totally, completely surprised. So, all of you who had your hand in this, and I'm sure many of you did, I thank you so much. And how you did it, I don't know. Where's my brother Wally? That scoundrel. That scoundrel. There you are. And anyway, oh God, you know, I was sort of thinking I might sneak by this one. I sent out flyers to everyone. You cut that out. But
You just mentioned it to me last year. You know, Betty, next year is the big 75.
did I do
Yeah,
that?
you just happened to mention that. Every hour of the hour. Yes.
All the time.
But anyway, I just can't tell you how happy I am and how touched I am. I see people here tonight. Well, Mike and Nancy, they just got back from Cabo. Look at Nancy over there. Now, Mike is my nephew, and Nancy is my niece, and we have such a wonderful family. We have Dennis over there with the camera, and Dory, right. And I'm just overcome. I really am. Looking at 007 there.
You know, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
When we can get him to shut up, that's amazing.
Well, honey,
You tell him, Grandma.
You want to say something?
Go give Grandpa a hug.
Anyway, yeah, and here's our latest little
Go give
guy.
Grandpa a hug. Go give.
No, okay, now, but thank you so much. Now I would like to have the rest of the family up, just so everyone. Karen, Ash, Stacy, Jay, Ryan, where's Ryan? Ben, Wally, and Dory, come on up. Come on up.
Do we have a white focus camera there?
No, that's not gonna.
We need someone to hand.
Anyway, again, just to be brief, my brother Wally and his lovely wife Dory, my grandson Ryan, who's graduating from UC Santa Barbara this year, and a beautiful daughter-in-law, the horsey. She's the horsey one. Yeah, isn't she lovely? And Mern, as you know. Here's Jay. Jay is up in San Luis Obispo with the rest of the family, with Stacy,
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara, Stacy, and you know Sue, and little Matthew. Our son, a great guy, I'll tell you, he beats me whatever I try, tennis, golf, hearts, you name it. Mark is always a great guy. Darren, granddaughter, another granddaughter, Ashley, my
Son-in-law.
son-in-law.
He's at the end.
Cameron.
Den's at the end.
That's Dennis. Anyway, I want to, our family is the greatest, and thank all of you. Thank all of you so much for being here tonight. This is so great. Thank you.
It's not over by any manner of
Grandpa, you're
means.
tripping on that corner.
Be careful. Don't fall down.
Now, Dad, we want you to sit in the chair because we have some serious roasting to do.
Well, how about you want to just do some?
I better bring the chair.
Dad? We want you to sit down here because we have some people who want to roast. Did I say toast or roast? We want some people who have things to say about you. And one of them is your brother, who has a toast for you, a roast for you.
Sue?
And we've got Mom. Where'd Mom go?
Everybody's drinking.
Where's Mom? Mom.
Mom, get Mom.
Mama.
White.
You're being paid.
I got a lot of talking to do.
Dad about a horseback riding trip when he went with Sue on a day that he had a little problem, and all of him and like Mom.
We're going back a couple of years. But anyway, when Dawn finally, see we're at this place where we went just so soon could go horseback riding. Dawn refused to go until the last day. Bought some jeans, new jeans, just for riding. So we got all buttoned into them. And in the meantime, we realized
That was that button that caught me.
he realized that he was going to need something to protect his back. So we went from store to store, finally found this sponge. See, and he tucked it in here. So now he's all set for that horseback ride. And he's riding along, having a nice time, perspiring. Pretty soon it's getting itchy. And he's riding along, finally got off the horse, and he said, "It really itches." And this sponge was full of soap. See, so we used bubble butt from then on for the rest of the vacation. Where did Betty go?
She's changing into her next,
Thank you. Oh, I understand. Now I understand.
yeah, she
That
was,
wasn't like
I know, you picked it up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
He was, this is probably one of the hardest things I have to do is roast my brother. He is just such a wonderful guy, and we've had our lives starting out during the Depression, coming through World War II, and getting together all the time, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa, all the way through to now we're his 75th birthday, and okay, he's just a very, very special, wonderful guy. Now it's time to roast him. This happened when I went in the service. We were living out in Placentia in Orange County, And Don was going into high school at Fullerton High School. So I found out that he was going to be playing on the football team and that they had a big game coming up. So I invited some of my buddies, service buddies, and we went to Fullerton to watch Don play this game. And it was a very, you know how those games are, Bill, they're very important in high school. So it was a real close game, and Don was playing end, and all of you probably understand why they called him swivel hips. You ever see his swivel hips? And he was playing end, and the quarterback, he goes back, and no, that's not when you used to snap the ball between your legs. You put it between his legs. The quarterback threw the ball to Don. Nice pass. And Don had about 40 yards to get to the end zone, and he took off. And he's going and going, and man, as he's running, his pants start coming lower and lower and lower, and pretty soon he's about 10 yards from the goal line, and he's about like this, fell into the end zone. Fullerton won the game, and he became. Okay. Somebody's supposed to come up now and do the next scene. Oh, boy, doesn't he look like Sean Connery? I can't believe it. You're not? Oh. Where's Betty?
She's changing. I'll get her.
Now, I'd like to have somebody else come up and roast you, Don, but I don't know who she wants to come up here.
Mary.
Who?
Mary.
Mary? All right, come on. Jay, where's Jay? Oh, he's smoking a cigarette out. I saw it quick. Yeah, take it over.
Waiting. Thank you very much, Wally. And, I just want to, on that pass that I made, that this was, I was a senior in high school, and this was 1944, and I was ready to go into the Navy as soon as I graduated. And so, so anyway, I wanted to finish my career at the high school, you know, in good fashion, but back in those days, due to the war, there was a shortage of everything. And the only pair of football pants they had that was long enough so that I had knee pads, you know, was about a 46-inch waist. And so my coach, being a real, you know, he said, hey, we'll work out something. So he loaned me his belt. And he was bigger. He was about a 46-inch. So he got the belt on me. Up until this game, I had my own belt, but it wasn't working. I left it at home or something because I had to really cinch this thing up. So anyway, this belt was around me and it was tied in a knot. And when I was running down the field for this winning scoring touchdown, the damn belt broke on me. And my pants just dropped right down, you know. And yeah, Wally had to be there with all his buddies. And I don't know how he ever explained that, but it was something that. And then when just to digress, when I was playing basketball, same season, the editor of our local paper, I had a pretty good game, by the way, being 6'4" back in 1944. I was one of the tallest guys around. And anyway, I had a pretty good game, and for some reason in the school paper it came out about Sergeant, and it said, yeah, long dong. Had a good game. You meant long dong. So needless to say, I had a wonderful prom that year. You know, yeah, what a reputation, I'll tell you. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Gosh, I thought you were never going to give up.
I really didn't even want to roast him because I thought he was perfect just the way he is. Very rare. But then I found out what a cat you are, you Casanova. You heartbreaker. Here we are, 3 innocent women that testified how he deceived us. Anyway, here we thought he was this young stud. Now we're here celebrating his 75th birthday. So, as members
What
of
happened to the stud part?
I guess it's long gone.
Oh, long gone.
Long gone. Anyway, these are Mary's notes. Let's see. Oh, anyway, we decided that we decided that we let Myrna handle you from now on.
Oh.
Anyway, there you go.
Can I say something about that?
Myrna and I have had a great 49 years coming up, and believe it or not, we're still lovers. We are, like so many of you, I hope it's with your own.
I was just gonna say it, I know you. See?
Anyway,
No, I just want to say thank you, Nancy. You mentioned stud, and that reminded me of something. But no, we've, Myrna and I have always been health addicts, and we've always looked into nutrients and vitamins and trying to stay young and vigorous. And we ran across something here about 6 months ago. It's caught Niagara, by the way. Although we have a little bit of that. But anyway, anyway, and I'll let you know what this nutrient is, because Myrna and I have sex almost every night now. Oh, almost on Monday, almost on Tuesday, almost on Wednesday. Hey, it's all, it's all up here. Here comes Sam.
I don't understand this, Don, because the other day there was 3 midgets walking down the road. And they saw this sign up there that says Guinness Book of Records. I don't know about you, but the first one said, right, get in. You get the smallest feet. Smallest feet in the world. And the second one says, I can get in. He says, I got the smallest hand. And the third one, hands. And the third one says, I know I'm a shoe-in, man. It's only about that long. Really, yeah. So they went in. The first guy came out and he said, I got in. Smallest feet in the world. Second one says, I got in. Smallest hand. Third one came out and shook his head and he said, who in the hell is Don Sargent?
One more comment. My lovely wife, Myrna, always thought that was 6 inches. Until
Well, one thing we do know is you're one peach of a guy.
Well, we're the 3 girls that he has fooled for quite a while now. But he's had us, we thought he was a young man. And here we are tonight celebrating 75 years. And I do know a little story that happened just the other night. Don and Myrna went to a party, and when they got home, Myrna went upstairs to get ready for bed. Don went into the bathroom and he got 2 aspirin. And then he went into the kitchen and got a glass of water. It's okay. And then he went upstairs and handed them to Myrna. And Myrna said, what's this? And he said, aspirin. And she says, well, I don't have a headache. And he said, gotcha. And so then, now that we're aware of the cad that you are, the way you've been leading us on at all these parties, telling us what wonderful gals we were, and leading us on, we have wised up. And so we decided, let Myrna have you. So I'm turning this over to Dolores.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, I don't know. Nancy and Mary kind of think that, that Don might be a little bit of a flirt, maybe,
No.
But I don't think so. I mean, I think that everything that he tells each and every woman is sincere, right? I mean, don't you think so? And just because he's telling maybe Mary or Nancy or me something, and then somebody else just happens to walk along and he turns his head and he goes ahead and tells them the same thing. But I don't know. I'm on Don's side. And the girls wanted me to take a survey because I think Don is sincere about everything he says, right? And I want to know if there's any other women in this group that feel that Don is a flirt and that he tells every woman exactly the same thing. Is there anybody else? Now wait a minute. I have one more thing to say. Ladies, sit down. Sit down, more questions. Now, the next question is there anyone here that thinks Myrna really has a handful with Don?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the next question is,
Define handful.
Remember, it's 6 inches.
Now, the next question is, and this is most important, is Myrna the woman to handle this guy?
I have looked at these gorgeous granddaughters of yours.
Aren't they though?
I'm
Look at-
telling you, and I want to let you know that I don't mind being related to you. I have a 6'4" grandson that'll be on television tonight on Channel 3 playing first base for Rancho Santa Margarita High School. And I'm telling you, if any one
Playing
of
for
those...
Santa Margarita.
This is first base. And if any one of these girls are available, I doubt
No, they're all too young. They're all too young.
I've been related at all.
I get your notes, but advice.
Well, that's true. I look out here at my granddaughters, and I don't know where Jay is right now, and it's just overwhelming. And, you know, they used to say when you were raising your kids about the slippery slope and look out and whatnot. Well, we've got this wonderful, wonderful granddaughters and grandson. Sons, Matthew, wherever Matthew. You know, some of you know we took a trip to Europe in October, right after the 9/11 thing, and my daughter Sue was the one that put it together, and I kept saying, honey, you know what you're doing, you know, because things were not good then. You know, a lot of stuff was going on. And she said, oh no, we'll make it, Dad, don't you worry, we'll make it. And Matthew wants to go. I said, Matthew wants to go? A 3-year-old? I said, well, sure. Yeah, he's going to pilot that airplane or something. But anyway, we had a great trip, and it was all due to Sue putting the thing together, which worked out so well. But anyway, I want to, Doug and Patsy, you know, come up here a minute. You know, come up here. Doug and Patsy, I haven't even had a chance to say hi to you. And this is the loveliest lady.
There he goes.
And it's so great seeing you. When Myrna and I first were married, we lived in Redondo Beach. And these folks live next door to us. You know how next door neighbors are, you know, and their children grew up with ours, and we've all experienced this, I'm sure. But over the years, we've enjoyed one another. We haven't traveled together too much because Patsy always wants to see those old ruins and historical things. I'm for the disco. And
And the women.
And the women. It's so nice. So nice. I mean, I can't believe it. I really, and I want. Come on up, with the chick. Come on. Where's your husband? Come on up. Come on up. Please. Come on up. I know that. Please indulge me just a moment because this is so nice. Here's some other special friends. This is Chick, and oh, what's his name here? Don. Go way back. I remember when we had ski boats. We'd go out to the Colorado River with all the kids. And Don and Chick had not a motorhome then, it was, what did you call it? Not a motorhome, it was a van. A van. And they'd always get lost somewhere, but they'd have a flat tire. And we always worried about it, they always showed up, and they had two wonderful kids. They really were doing fine, I know that. But anyway, we had so many good times, you guys, and the spaghetti sandwiches. We'd all be barbecuing at the river, you know, after a big day of skiing and everything, chicken and steaks and whatnot. And Chick would say, oh, it's my turn. You know, we always took a turn. Oh, tonight's my turn. She would have spaghetti sandwiches. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that? You know, I mean, that's not too bad. Well, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
And then, give me a minute. I think if it hadn't been for Patsy, if it hadn't been for Patsy, I would have probably not turned out as well as I have.
Sorry.
And by the way, she is a professional. She's a psychologist. So I put her to the test for 30 years. I would say, Patsy, you don't want to do it this way. This way, you know. Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you. And I'd like. That's enough, Dad. You can sit down.
I've known this guy for 50 years. And I hate to admit that because I'm not that old. But this guy's led two lives. He always has. And, you know, one has been over at Northrop and on the beach, and he was a beachite and went to Northrop. And after all those years, why, it really got so bad over there that he had to leave. So that's how you people got him down here, because they ran him out of that end of town. He had to come down here because he was unwelcome in that end down here. Anywhere on the thing you want to talk about it, and everybody knew him. And I really hate to admit that I've known him this long. They just got married, and we lived on Slauson Avenue, for those of you that are on beachites down there. And a little busy street, two-bedroom apartment. 2 sets of 4 units, one alongside each other. And somebody moved into the lower unit next to us. Our 2 kitchen sink windows overlooked one another across the driveway. And every ball game, when it come football season, why, out of that window on that side of the house was that idiot over there that had SC coming out of that. I found out you had a dial on mine, so I just dialed it up, and out of this one come UCLA. So we would sit there and blow back and forth across this thing, and after, a couple months of, making faces at him and cussing at him and everything else, why, we met out of something that most of you might remember. In the old days, why, we didn't have trash. You had your own incinerators. You had to go out and burn your own trash. And I met this turkey out there burning his trash. And he tried to get there before I did. Don is very not competitive at all. He always takes a back seat to everybody and everything. Knocks me down, runs into things as I go here first. Well, it's really hard to get along with Don. You really have to have a very, very condescending attitude because he has to win at everything. And if there's anybody that I know that's got a bigger mouth, I don't know who it is. I was gonna, one of the things they asked me to do was come down here and roast him, and I said, well, how long have I got? There's just so many to tell. I was gonna like I thought about giving him a little golf ball and giving it to him, and then I thought, that didn't work because anybody I know's got more balls than Don. I don't know who it is, And in the end, we went on vacations and we went everywhere together. And I hate to admit to his face, they were some hell of a good times. Because I'll tell you, Peter, we knew how to party. This group, believe me, if Don's included, you party. So we have had one, and I guess I'm going to end with just one little occasion that he has that I will always remember. It was between Christmas and New Year's. You know, Northrop gets off between Christmas and New Year's, so it's always party time for Northrop people. And we lived in the same place, and the little club on top of Slauson Hill up on Highland, many, many years ago, called the Zamboanga. Hawaiian motif, and then Hawaiian food, the whole thing. And then had one of the best bass players, which I hate to admit I can't remember his name. I'm between CRS, which can't remember shit, and the first stage of Alzheimer's. I can't remember some of this stuff. He was the best bass player in LA. So we all decided, and 4 couples decided to go up and have dinner and watch this bass player. Do you remember that? Can you remember that far back then?
Yeah.
So it's raining, it's a miserable night, and we decided to go anyhow. So we went up, and at that time in our lives, we drank just a little bit. So we had 2 or 3 toddies before dinner, and then we had dinner, and we had a couple more during dinner, and then after dinner, we'd start over, because now you had dinner, you had some bass to really get going. And Don, I have never seen you as loaded as you got that night. And he's obnoxious all the time, but when he really gets loaded, he just keeps getting more obnoxious, you know? And on and on. And we close this place up at 2 o'clock, and they're asking us to leave. And Don gets these big chairs, you know, wicker chairs that are sitting on a little stool. And Don decides, out of the blue, he must have one of these little wicker chairs. Well, you know, Jesus, they've got 3 waitresses and a barman and a maitre d' at the front door and a guy in the parking lot that's attendant for the thing. And Don gets out here, and I want to show you now how badly this really did work to all of the people there. Can you imagine trying to walk out of a complete restaurant with a chair and not be seen by the establishment? There you go.
Is that the chair? That's the chair. Oh, that's it.
They're trying to walk with this chair with a raincoat over the thing. Everybody else got their raincoats on. Don says, hell, they won't know I got this chair. And he's walking down the street with this goddamn chair. And we got all the way out of that. Somebody, you know, gets the guy at the door, I got him looking the other way, and then he gets all the way out to the street in the parking lot, and the attendant's there, and Don's still trying to cover this guy thing out there. And Don, I just thought after just having a stool, remember now, this was just a stool. I figured that after all these years, that you should have the rest of the chair. The whole damn chair. Is that a true story?
That's a true story. It is and the fact is, when I got it home, we had an apartment at that time, and I got it home, and I brought it in, and I said, what the hell are you doing here? So I can't take it back, you know.
Well, I knew that he'd get rid of the evidence right now. I have one other little story to tell on that.
You know, you aren't
just be quiet. You might reach 80 if you keep going. I drove a catering truck at that time in my life, and had a catering truck that was parked in front of his house. And one night, he comes over, and Don and Myrna at that time were trying to have soup. And they were having a hell of a time.
How do you know?
Myrna talks to somebody besides you, Don. And
were you the milkman?
They had the calendars up, and they had the thermometers out, and you know, they had the charts going, and you know, they had the thing that could only do it on certain days at certain times. And Don really got ticked off because it was about 2:30 in the morning, and the clock ticked over, and Don is ready. And Don leaps on,
And about that time, a diesel come down, hit my truck, blew the whole goddamn thing up. Don had to get out and see what the hell was going on, and he missed it that time. Another true story. You want to keep going, Don?
Okay. You didn't talk so much, I really enjoyed it. Jay and I used to go surfing. We ride all the way that we could find, right? I got to tell you, and your dad, Michael, you know, Mike, come on up here. Come on up here just a minute.
What are you gonna do?
Isn't she lovely? Where'd you leave your horse?
No, I was tired of outside.
Mike and Nancy, my nephew and niece, we used to come down to San Clemente. This is a true story. Wally and Dory, Myrna and me, and there were two other couples, I can't remember their names. We'd come to San Clemente. Down here where you guys were. This was back in the late 50s, early 60s.
Would you stop that?
And Mike and Nancy were going together at that time. And looking for the big surf. That was back in the days when we didn't have good sense, I guess, right? And we came to San Clemente. We went out on your pier, you guys. We came down. We're sort of late coming to San Clemente. We've only been here, Ron and I, about, what, 12, 13 years. But we used to come down every summer. We would surf, we would fish, play golf, play cards, little four-handed fool around. You remember that, Mike?
No.
But these two were still going together, and we sort of thought maybe it might be serious at that time. I'm sure you two did also, right? They were meant for one another. Beautiful couple. So every year, Sue.
And Sue, where's Sue?
Where is Sue?
I need Sue. We play gin together every night.
Yeah. Sue, when we
Like
first came to
hearts.
San Clemente, Sue was
Remember gin?
like
Hearts, you know, hearts.
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 Yeah. And we had the best time. So when it came time for my retirement, we were living in Redondo Beach and got quite busy down there because our neighbors' brokerages sold out to the condominiums. So we came down here to but anyway, Mike is a 8 handicap again? 7? Huh? Mike just recently retired from 20, how many years? 27? Huh? 30 years from Bear Stearns. Stockbroker.
Just in time.
And they are now just having a ball. They're having a ball. And we feel
Now what do you do? Now what do you do? Here. I have something to say also. I do. As soon as we probably don't even need the microphone. Michael was supposed to sit with us.
Michael was supposed to say.
Yeah. I think we can see it.
Too much hot air. Hey, you know, I want to say one thing about my son Mark. He's a Class A tennis player and a great golfer. good basketball. And, he plays basketball. Still, he plays good basketball. I think I taught him everything.
I'm sure you do. No, Mike was going to do this.
Oh. you can help me out. We had a lot of support for Nance when she was battling this cancer bug, and so Uncle Don came down and gave platelets several years ago. That's kind of like the blood, but platelets is even tougher to give, and we thank you very much for that. But there was some problems that occurred that I'm not sure Uncle Don was aware of. And after Uncle Don was down there and was so generous with his platelets, you know how he is, where he gets so concerned. Called up Nance and said, "Well, how are you, darling?" And Nancy said, "I'm fine, Uncle Don. I want to thank you very much for your platelets, but we do have some difficulties that the doctor has discussed with me that we wanted to let you know as well. They're working, but my sleeve size is now 38, and my legs are hanging over the bed." We love you very much, and many, many more.
Everything okay?
It should be on.
Mark, is this working?
Yeah. Well, no, he's been standing here. He wants to get a piece of you. So.
Oh, Don? Don, well,
Is this working?
No.
is it working? Yeah.
Now it is. It has to be so.
I just, before I turn it over to my good friend Don, can we get over this is an awesome, oh, it's not working. Okay. Mark, and and I say this from very deep in my heart, Nancy challenged cancer for the last 10 years, 8 years, 10 years. She is, and she's fought it. She has hit it head on. She has not given up. She is still just a vivacious, fun, party girl that just is going to show Mr. Big C that you're not going to take me. And I feel
I was going to say nice things about Don until he kept turning off the microphone, so I wouldn't be able to say. I do have issues with Don. I didn't have any gray hair when I met him, and I look at it now. I really blame Don for part of that. Now, part of the thing with Don is to tell you the kinds of things he did. It was early in our marriage, probably 3 or 4 years. We were with Don and Myrna, a group at, what's it, Baxter's or something. And Don made an announcement to, or told them to tell them that we were celebrating our 25th anniversary. So we got all this attention for our 25th anniversary when it was probably, you don't even remember it pulling that stunt, do you? We were been married probably 3 or 4 years. But that's the kind of guy he has been. He doesn't provide cheese and crackers at all of the things we have. He always gave me a hard time because I didn't like some of the food, but I always could eat the cheese and crackers. So he'd always come in first thing and say, "So where are the cheese and crackers?" He'd be in trouble about it. But we've enjoyed Don over all these years. I looked for something. I couldn't find something like that. I thought maybe we could find a fan so you could use it in your car when you traveled across the desert. When you and Myrna came from the river and air conditioning. But we're certainly glad we had an opportunity to share this moment with Don. So glad he's older than I am. Here you go, Don.
We still there?
he's now he's on my. Can you hear me? No. Yeah, there we go. Now we can't shut him up. But anyway, I don't know. Most of you may not know this, but I did not have the opportunity to grow up with Dad. At the age of 2 or 3, due to divorce, we were separated, and I really missed that opportunity to grow up. And over the years, we've come really close, and I really appreciate that. And it's been just a really wonderful relationship. And I'm really sorry that we didn't have the opportunity to go through the developmental stages of our relationship, but I think we've made up for that. And absolutely, and I love you very much, Dad.
You miss changing his diapers. That's a good thing.
Now, with that in mind, I like Uncle Wally. He's such a wonderful person. He is hard to roast. But there was a situation, and I've been told that I cannot tell the camel jokes. But there is one situation that came up. I don't know if you know it, but my dad spent a lot of time in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and during that period of time, there were a lot of meetings out in the desert. And on one particular incident, he was asked to go out to a meeting in a particular oasis way out into the desert. And he went around and he couldn't get a plane, and he couldn't get a U-rental car, he couldn't get a Land Rover. There was nothing available. So only thing was available was a U-rental camel dealer. So they, and he had an expense account, so I mean, you know, anything was, sky's the limit. So he goes over and says, I want the best camel you've got. And they said, I'm sorry, but we don't have anything available. And he goes, well, I've got to get out there. I've got this important meeting. We're going to be, you know, manufacturing these airplanes, and I don't know what in the hell he was doing out there. But anyway, it was an important meeting. And they didn't have any camels. And he looked over and he saw this one camel. And that camel was there. And he said, well, will that camel get you out there? And he said, well, yeah, it'll get you out there. But do you know how to fill a camel up? He goes, well, shoot, what's there to fill up a camel? So he leads this camel over to the water. And this camel sucks up this water and just drinks and drinks and drinks. And he needed to get out there. This meeting was like, it was about a 3-day camel. You know, he needed a 3-day camel. And the guy said, oh yeah, this camel, if you fill him up properly, you'll get out there. So Dad takes off. Day goes by, and they're getting along pretty good. Second day, this camel is really dragging. And this camel just can't go any further. The camel collapses. Dad drags himself back to the camel dealer. Says, what did you do? I thought you said this was the 3-day camel. It only got out there a day and a half. And he said, well, did you fill him up right? And Dad said, well, sure. I let him drink. What? He said, well, what did you do? And he said, well, I let him drink. And he said, oh, no. There's a technique to filling the camel. So what he did, so what happened was this camel's drinking down there. He picks up 2 flat rocks. His testicles are hanging there, and he goes, bam! And his camel goes like that. And Dad goes, oh my God, doesn't that hurt? And the guy said, only when you get your thumbs between the rocks. Now, I didn't realize everybody had so many issues with my dad, but the food is getting cold. If there's anyone else that has a last roast, please go. We do have, there's more. The women are still having it.
Oh, Ashley.
I love this one.
For those of you who haven't heard the first 500 times, I'm Ashley.
I'm sort of disappointed you not.
Oh, we gotta cut him. Fade him up. You're faded up.
Okay, there's been a little ongoing joke with our family, so always it's either my grandmother or my mom and I that buy him fun-colored underwear, boxers, little briefs with Velcro, whatever we can find, he gets. And when I was younger, we got him red satin boxers, you know, very sexy ones. So one night upstairs, my grandmother took a picture of him in these boxers holding a red rose. So I somehow got hold of this picture in the 3rd grade, and it was my week for show and tell.
Protective Service called you, right?
So I had a whole bag of pictures to give from my class, and I wanted to show who my grandparents were. So I showed a picture of my grandmother, and then I held my picture of him in his red silk boxers to my entire class. And my teacher wasn't very happy with me. She thought it was a little bit inappropriate. But I thought it was the best picture of him. So I still have that picture upstairs in my
can we
room.
see it?
For anybody who wants to see it.
Champagne will have a little brunch. We said, oh, okay, fine. So we get over there a little bit before 12, and I made the grave error of saying, so, Donald, how was your trip to Australia? Well, he whips out this album that looks like a Manhattan phone directory. Proceeds to order 2 more bottles of champagne and tell us how Australia was, how New Zealand was, every moment of every single day that they spent, which was totally enthralling. We not only fell in love with Australia, but we fell in love with Don and Myrna as well. 27 bottles of champagne later, the maitre d' comes over and says, would you folks mind leaving? We need to set up for dinner. So all the way out to the parking lot, Don's going,
If we can have your attention here, we have 2 people who want to get the dead chicken. Here. We've got our first 2 karaoke singers, and they're going to be singing. Sugar Pie Honey Bun.
Oh, sugar pie, honey bun. You know I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Oh, in and out of my life, you come and go. Just your picture behind the light is when I sound so loud. When I look to you, meet your eyes, I'm running to you. When I tie to your hand with string, there's nothing that I can do.
Tiny Tim? Tiny Tim! All right.
Again. Aren't you
Mom, no, we're doing this song.
All his girlfriends are going to sing Come Fly With Me.
Come on, guys.
Did you do it?
What take is it?
Yes, you again. You got a friend. People can be so cold. They'll hurt you. Hurt you. They'll take your soul and you have been. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Great party. You guys did such a fantastic job. The food, the decorations, everything was absolutely marvelous.
You hear that?
Marvelous.
Joan, you want to say anything for the camera? You look lovely. Doesn't Nancy look beautiful? She is absolutely gorgeous. Nancy and Ashley are at it again. What are you guys What are you guys saying? What are you guys reading here? Let's see.
We're being nosy. We're reading the birthday wishes.
Hyla, it says.
Okay, you can go someone else now.
Okay. Well, there's no one else to bug. Everyone's cleaning. That's not fun.